I'm live. You may need to refresh it. So, hi everybody. Michael Lanfield here, and thank you for joining me in this live broadcast coming to you from the Amazonian jungles. Yeah, this is beautiful here. So this is just the beginning. So we're gonna wait until a few more people arrive before we start within a few moments. It's not yet exactly 5, so it's just let's just slowly um, slowly get ready here for this live streaming for the new Mother Earth. And what is the new Mother Earth? And all about the book and the new website and all this kind of thing. So okay, everybody, we're just gonna wait a few more moments here. Okay, so I guess I'll start. Slowly people will be coming online. So thank you for joining me, everybody. And more people coming here. I noticed that YouTube has it set so that the live streamings are a different section of the YouTube channel page, so you don't see the live event videos in the video section. So that is kind of, yeah, people don't see it when they first go to the channel. So that is a shame. So there's less views on these live events, probably. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into this event here. This is the jungle of the Amazon, sending you a big hello, big gratitude for coming here, sharing this, or coming to view this message of the new Mother Earth. It's a book, and I don't have the physical book yet because it just came out today, in fact. So you can get your copy today on Amazon or elsewhere. So there's a lot of online outlets that people can purchase this book. And truly, if someone wants to read it, they can't afford it, then yeah, I'm happy to give an ebook as well. So let's see what we're gonna do here. Let's see today. I'm gonna close this. So we have first and foremost, we have some updates before we get started with this event. Updates are very, very good. We've been, Aurora and I, my partner, we've been really working hard at getting this book out and getting the new website going. So thank you to her, thank you to me, thank you to nature for keeping us sane all this time and in line with our spirit. So yeah, so that's beautiful. So the updates are like, basically we redid the website recently, and it's going well. There's some pages that are still need to be updated, but it's going well. We redid the logo as well, and we redid a lot of the pages. So enjoy that. There's information there. We're going to have more information as time goes on with this website, New Mother Earth. So this has taken some weeks, some months actually, to get this going because it was malfunctioning for some period of time, but now it's up and ready, And you can check out also the new Mother Earth on Peaceful Village. It's peacefulvillage.org. So that is the new URL of the website, peacefulvillage.org. And what's really been happening this year is ultimately we have done a lot here in Peaceful Village. We have already gotten our own electricity from solar and our fiber optic internet. So this is something that we're happy about, because we've been wanting this for several years now on the land without any internet at all. We had a very difficult time with getting internet and messaging people and so forth, but now it's possible, and we're still in the process of upgrading that and putting the Ethernet cables in and all this kind of stuff, but for now we have everything. Yeah, so that is the great news, and more great news as time goes on, but this is definitely the great news that we have for this year at Peaceful Village. Yeah, just us, as people know, it's just us two, with guests coming and going, and we haven't found yet the right members, but who knows. Okay, so 5 minutes after we're going to start this show, this live event, let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to do this a little bit differently, because as people know, usually people read from a book. Authors usually read from a book, a passage. They talk about it, or they talk about the details of the book, how they started the book, and all this kind of thing. So the whole understanding is I'm going to be doing a little bit of that, and I'm going to be doing something special. So let's get into that. So I'm very, very happy that there were many people that have helped with the book. I didn't believe that I would get the people that I have gotten to contribute to the book. Of course, my lovely partner right here next to me, my lovely partner, she helped me a lot, so I'm very, very grateful. She's also translating the book. Also, as we speak, I am writing or creating the audiobook. So this is something that I'm doing, recording the audio, putting music, getting it ready, so I can release it online, worldwide online. So the audiobook, probably, who knows when I'll be out, but since the website is more or less completed, with some pages here and there and still need to be finished, I'll be working on that. So that is the next task. Of course, releasing videos here and there and doing other things as well. So that's that. So that is, she's going to be talking a little bit later about what she wrote for the Afterword, how she came with all of this ideas, how exactly what was in her mind when she was like figuring out how to write this, and it was just perfect. That was like what I was thinking about, really. I was thinking like she's gonna write something that's something similar to this, and it was perfect, And when you write a book, it's like, oh, you write a book, first of all, and you have a vision of what you want. Some people just write and they don't know what's the outcome is going to be, and in the end, it's like, oh, this is what happened, But some people have a vision, and I had a vision of who I wanted, for example, to do the cover, because initially I had an idea of creating the cover. You can see the cover online on the website, but or on Amazon or somewhere. But ultimately what happened was I had the idea to do kind of a sequel cover to my first book, because I thought to myself, maybe this is going to be one of the last kind of books I'm going to write on the series of this kind of thing, what you call interconnectedness of life kind of thing, But I wanted to focus mainly on Mother Earth, on what's happening in Mother Earth, what's happening within society, because as we know it's not working, So I had this idea, okay, I'm going to make a similar cover to what I did on the first one with the children and the animated thing and this kind of thing. I initially wrote to the artist that originally did the artwork for the cover for the interconnectedness of life, but unfortunately she was unavailable at the time because she had a lot of work, and she said it would take a lot longer for her to get it completed. And I said, okay, thank you so much for that. I appreciate your response and this kind of thing. It didn't work out. I said, okay, this is not going to be the way I want it to be. In fact, what I really wanted was I wanted, at first I started drawing the picture, and my drawing kind of looked like what Mango Wadzak does in his books. His earlier books. And I thought, oh, maybe Mango Wadzak could be the one who does the cover. But then at some point, it was not possible because he wasn't around. As you know, the big story about Mango Wadzak. So after March 25th, I was not able to do that. But graciously, he was able to provide a very good review of the book. It's not included in the book because they were very long and I didn't have time to put it in and this kind of thing, and enough reviews and so forth. So anyways, we'll be putting those on the website at some point. Yeah, so anyways, I decided at some point I just want maybe a picture of something to do with our land. So then I started taking pictures of the land and everything, and I just didn't like the way it was coming out. And I said, no, it cannot be this. And it wasn't fitting perfectly to the cover, and I didn't know really what to do, and I was kind of frustrated with all this kind of thing. So in the end, I said, okay, I'm going to get a flower or something, and I'm going to put this flower on or some type of sprout, a germination of a plant or something, and put this on the cover, and then just put a title and this kind of thing. But then what happened was it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. Anyways, eventually I found a very, very nice photo which I used, which was of an incredible sunflower. Sunflower is life, is sun. It's beautiful. That's why they call it sunflower. Of course, all of nature is in some way directly or interrelated with the sun in some way, or interacts with the sun in some way. But this particular flower, sunflower, and it was kind of a drawing of it in some way, or looks like a drawing, is just incredible. So I'm using that, and it just fit perfectly, So, and many people have told me already that they love the cover. It's just beautiful. It's just simple. So yeah. So that's how the cover came along. You might hear a little bit of noise. It's starting to rain, but anyways, that's not a problem. Hopefully not. We have metal roofs here, and one day somehow soundproofing. Yeah. Okay, so we had amazing people that contributed to the book. We had Damien Mander. Damien Mander is the CEO and founder of Akashinga. And we have also Freelee the Banana Girl and Oberom. Now, some people may not know who these people are. Some people do. We also had an Afterword, which was written by my lovely partner, Aurora Ananda. So that's amazing how she contributed to that, and I'm very grateful to all of them for helping in this journey, in this kind of calling or awakening or movement of the new Mother Earth. And the new Mother Earth is really much bigger than just a book, you know. It's a book, it's going to be eventually at some point a film, an audio book, so there's going to be a lot, you know. So Damien Mander, really, he was a warrior for the military. And for some reason, he started realizing that there was a need for conservation instead of killing, instead of harming others. And so he created this Akashinga, you know. It was called something before, I don't remember what it was called, International Protection, I forgot the name now, but it renamed eventually to Akashinga, which is a word, I don't remember what it is. So it's a word in ancient, one of the ancient languages in Africa. So, yeah. Anyways, so Freelee the Banana Girl, everybody really knows, many people know about her. She's like one of the biggest stars on YouTube, having millions of views. So she has been said to be very controversial, and I like her in a way. But truly, I don't follow anybody online anymore, really, because I just don't have time. And yeah, Aurora does all the following. Me, I'm not the follower. But anyways, I used to follow her. I used to love her. She's amazing. She's still amazing. She's gives the message really well of what really needs to be said. She doesn't hide anything. She says it as it is, you know. So that's one thing I like about her. Oberom, I'm really new to Oberom. I watched a movie called, forgot what it was called, but he had a movie there, and I really enjoyed it. I think it was called, do you remember what it was called? The movie, the documentary? Mukok or?
Muko.
Muko. Okay, sounds like mucus, but anyways, Muko. A lot of it is in Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, and but somewhere online you can find it. I'm not sure. There must be some link there. It wasn't possible to download it, but I saw it eventually. It was a nice film. I really enjoyed it. I really appreciate what he has done. I haven't read any of his books. I'm sorry to say, I haven't read many books. But in any case, I have read Freelee Banana's Girls. I read one of her books. So yeah, the first one, I believe. And Aurora Ananda, she's writing her own books. She's writing a lot of, oh my goodness, we have a lot of sun coming in. My goodness. But anyways, hopefully you can still see me. There's a lot of glare. Well, I guess God is coming to see us, to join us. Anyways, you can think of God, whoever you want, whatever you want. Spirit, I talk about that actually in the book. So, okay, so what I'm going to do today actually, oh, there we go. Hold on, I need to get in front of this thing in order to block it, because there's a big light right here. Unfortunately, there's anyways, I'm gonna be right in front of it right here. I'm gonna just move a little bit and try to hopefully I can block this light. I'm sorry here about this light here. Anyways, what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be there we go. This is a little bit better actually. My head is kind of there. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm just going to be reading a little bit. It's going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to be reading a little bit of a passage from my book, talk a little bit about it, and then I'll be reading a little bit of the forewords of what people wrote. Okay, and because Aurora Ananda is here, we're going to be talking directly to her later on. Okay, so let's see. So okay. So really the book, before we get into the reading, the book is sectioned, well, this is what I had in mind actually when I first started reading, when I first started writing the book. It was just the writing. I just wrote the entire thing, okay? I wrote the entire script, manuscript, and then what I did ultimately what I did ultimately was I didn't have any chapters or anything like that, and I thought, oh, I cannot do this by chapter because there's just 3 sections of the book. The 3 sections of the book, plus of course the forewords, the dedication, the forewords, the afterword, and the 3 sections that I wrote, including the introduction and the conclusion. Okay. So there's 3 parts. Part 1, acquiring the knowledge. Part 2, taking action, and part 3, sharing the love. So what is that all about? Okay, so first, what I did was you have to understand that in life in general, you need to have knowledge. Okay? To understand about life, about society, about this world, we need to, and about ourselves, and about humanity and all the other animals and all the other plants and so forth, all the other species, we first need to have knowledge. That's just how it is. You cannot have knowledge. Now, as many people have said, and the ancient text says, knowledge is power. That's somewhat true. That's partially true. The truth is, really, is knowledge is power when you put it into action. Okay? So first you need to know, understand the knowledge. Now, to have the knowledge. Okay? So the knowledge is what is happening. What is really happening in the world today. Okay? The knowledge of what is happening within society and within the institutions. Okay? So I talk a lot about different things, different topics, and the main things that is happening, okay, today. So institutions in general. So governments, religions, medical industries, problems with towns and cities, television programming, nonconformity, herding culture, all about animal agriculture industry, environmental destruction, marriages, bearing and raising children, birth registration, educational systems, military war, this kind of thing. And is there another way to live life? This kind of thing, right? Also, I asked the question: are humans truly free? That's the question, right? So once we understand what is going on in life around us, in society, throughout the world, what do we need to do? Once we understand what the problems are, we take action. As the saying goes, knowledge is power, but not without action. Okay? So you need action. You need to take action to some way. So I talk about what that action is. And the action ultimately is vegan anarchy. Vegan anarchy, or vegan anarchism, or veganarchist, or veganarchy. This is taking action. Okay? But this is just the first step. There's another step, and that is humanity cannot thrive, truly thrive, in these systems of slavery with government and institutions, and within cities, towns and cities. It cannot be possible to thrive in these places. In fact, governments and mega corporations and shadow governments, or cabals, or whoever you want to call them, they want us amalgamated, they want us packed in these isolation camps or concentration camps, which are called towns and cities, possibly even big villages, At the time I called this place Peaceful Village Raw Vegan Healing Community, but it's still it's not a village, but just 21 hectares. But anyways, we call it Peaceful Village. And yeah, so it doesn't work any longer. So the people that are in these cold places, that can't grow their food all year round, that don't have the options to grow their food all year round. Some people say maybe possible, stretching it 7 to 8 months, depending on where we live or in the world. But a lot of people probably get between 2 months and 6 months of growing season. Then the rest of the growing season, it's like, what are we going to eat? Just tubers all year, because that's all people are going to be able to grow. Potatoes, this kind of thing. So this is not sustainable at all by any means. Okay, so the idea really is, for taking action, is really about leaving society, leaving the towns and cities we all understand, we all seem to love, and going back to nature, where we all came from originally, where humanity came from originally. All beings on this earth, what we know. Aurora is maybe she can play something for us a little later on. Who knows? So so let's see, because she's learning the ukulele. More on that a little bit later. So 4 strings. Don't forget, 4 strings. Anyways, yeah. So society as we know it, living in towns and cities, is not viable because we're not growing all of our own food. Yeah. So if we wanted to be completely self-sustainable, completely unrelying on the system, people are so reliant on the system, they think it's going to be like that forever and nothing's going to change, and they're going to go to the supermarket day in and day out, and they're going to have their apples and their oranges and their bananas and their packaged crap, and they're going to have all this kind of stuff that who knows how it's really made and grown and all this kind of thing. We don't know what's going on. We just trust the supermarkets. We trust the big mega corporations. We trust these kind of people. And even those little mom and pop shops are no longer mom and pop shops, because many people are either not going there, or let me tell you something, or they're also buying from the big corporations. Because don't forget that these people have to buy from somewhere. Unless they're growing, local farmers markets and they're growing their own food. But this is not sustainable anyways, living in these cold places, no matter what. How many months out of the year you're going to get those kind of farmers markets, and many of them are not even organic. So imagine, and organic doesn't mean anything nowadays, because according to many sources, you're able to still put some growth hormones and some fertilizers, and who knows what else they put, and they can put animal manure and chicken manure and blood meal and bone meal and fish meal and feather meal and all this kind of stuff. And you know what? That stuff smells as hell. It smells so horrible. I smelled it, and it's not nice at all. And I wouldn't want to put that shit on my plants. Definitely. And it uses animals. It destroys their purpose in life. It destroys us as a result. It's not sustainable at all. So we need to move to the tropics, to the warm places on Earth, start growing all of our own damn food, and forget about everything else. Get out of society. Slowly get out of society. Get out of the towns and cities. It's not working any longer, people. And, no matter who we vote for, it doesn't work. So that is number 2, part 2, taking action. Okay? So that is the taking action. We need to, the last part of that is we need to take action and live in nature. We still have internet though, so that's the transition. And we're still getting our food from town, but that's the transition. So the more people that come and help us and do this, we can make this happen. We can make this happen. So part 3 is really about sharing this with people, sharing the message, sharing why it's so important to understand what's really going on within society, within the towns and cities that we seem to all love, and doing something about it, taking action. But not only that, the third thing is really about sharing that to people. Once we know what's going on, once we actually change our lifestyles to align with unconditional love, with instead of all the society stuff and conforming to and obeying to the laws and conforming and all those kind of things. We need to get out of that. We need to start wearing raggedy clothes in nature, going naked everywhere and having exposure to the sun, walking barefoot, planting, doing all that we need to do in nature, just spending beautiful time around the greenery, you know. So that is part 3, is really about sharing this message with the rest of humanity, you know, and gaining the knowledge also, continue gaining the knowledge. So step 1, 2, and 3 is always ongoing. It's not like, oh, we know everything now in part 1, let's go to part 2. It doesn't work that way. We still have to gain so much knowledge, and that is through meditation usually, and interactions, our interactions with nature. So nature wants to play funny on us, and she wants to rain, but that's okay, because we're not going to let that stop us, even though it's you can hear a lot when it's pouring down. So then I just wrote the conclusion and then the afterword by my lovely partner. So let's get into this again. So I'm going to read a little bit about the book. This is a little bit about 1 second here. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is a little bit more about the book. So with Forewords by Damien, Mander, Freelee the Banana Girl, and Oberom, and an afterword by Aurora and Ananda, the new Mother Earth is more than a book. It is a spiritual guidepost for the times we are living in. Through a compassionate and deeply transformative message, author Michael Lanfield invites us to awaken to our higher consciousness and remember our true connection to all life. For generations, humanity has been caught in cycles of violence, consumerism, and disconnection. But a shift is underway. A new era of love, healing, and unity is emerging. This book illuminates a path toward a life of harmony with animals, the earth, and each other. Rooted in love, truth, and spiritual insight, the new Mother Earth is a call to live in with sovereignty, compassion, and reverence for all beings. Whether you are on a journey of awakening, vegan living, or community building, this book offers clarity and hope in times of great change. Welcome to the new Mother Earth, where we are all free, sovereign, and connected. Yeah, that's beautiful. I thank the one who created that for me. I'm not going to mention names, but I thank the one who created that for me. So, I'm going to start off with Damien Mander in the order that the Forewords and the Afterword was written. Damien Mander, Freelee the Banana Girl. And I'm going to get Aurora to do something a little bit different, you know. So this is going to be a little bit different here, because I want her participation in this, because she is a lovely, beautiful, amazing soul that came here on earth to also share a message, to also help to heal people. And that's what we're going to be doing here eventually, is to helping to heal people here. So if you want to heal, that's what you can do here. You can check us out online, peacefulvillage.org, O-R-G, and there's the healing center and information there about that. You can check that out. So, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be reading a little bit here, and then we're going to talk a little bit about our thoughts about each of the things that people have written. So I'm going to see if I can get out of this mode here. I'm going to move myself a little bit. I think the sun is okay now. It's starting to rain a little bit more. Anyways, I'm going to read a little bit from each of the people's forwards. And this one right here is Damien Mander. So he said, "When I first came across Michael Lanfield's work, I recognized a deep resonance with the values and lessons I've carried through my own journey. From conflict zones in the Middle East to the front lines of conservation, Michael has a way of peeling back the layers of human complexity to reveal something raw, something pure. He reminds us of a truth so easily forgotten in the frenzied pace of modern life. We are not separate from nature. We are nature. So I want to say what this means to me, and then Aurora can say what this means to her as well. So if you want to, say what it means to you. So firstly, this reminds me of my own life, but also everyone else. Everyone else has a past that they're probably not proud of. But they want, maybe some things that they would like to be erased from their memories forever. I had that in many aspects of my life, and so he's talking about this. He's talking just about this kind of thing. What this means to him. Yeah. So, and then the last part of it really is he's telling the audience basically in his writing that I'm writing something that's so profound that it's kind of like layers, that peeling back the layers, what I like to call the armor, right? So I like to see ourselves, humanity, as having, or ourselves individually having armor on ourselves, and every time we have to peel the armor away to get to the true essence of who we are, which is the spirit, which is unconditional love. So that's that. Do you have anything to say about that? Oh, no, she has nothing to say about that. Okay. So, she's quiet today. He says, in my own life, I've always felt a deep connection to animals. They've been my teachers, my motivators, and the reason I first stepped into the realm of conservation. Witnessing the devastation of poaching across Africa, the loss of innocence, the destruction of lives left an indelible mark on me. It drove me to reimagine my purpose and redirect my energy from conflict to protection. So yeah, that brings me back to the other paragraph that he wrote, that we do things in our lives that we're not happy of. We cause a lot of violence. And once we start awakening, once we start to understand, hey, this is what I did, and I don't want to be a part of that that violence anymore, we start changing, and we say, hey, we don't want to be part of that our past life. If it's in this lifetime, or if it's in previous lifetimes, we don't want to be a part of that. So that is precisely what I feel that is. I don't think Aurora has anything to say about this. She's going to be talking a little bit later. Unless she has something to say, you can chime in anytime, sweetheart. So Freelee, the Banana Girl, she wrote, comparatively to the other two forwards, she wrote a shorter forward. So Freelee, the Banana Girl, she says, Michael presents more than just a critique of modern society. He provides a solution, one that is more compassionate, sustainable, and life-giving. If you're ready to challenge what you've been told about food, health, and the world around you, this book will open your eyes. Read it with an open heart, and most importantly, let it inspire action. That's right. When you read this, you're going to be inspired to do that, to just give your best to share this with the world. So that's what my hope is for people to watch this, to read the book, or to listen to it if you're listening to the audiobook at some point in the future once it becomes available, or the film at some point, because I have a plan to release a film as well. And yeah, once we understand that it's so necessary to gain the knowledge, to understand everything, and by the way, this book just touches on the surface of things. This doesn't go into the nitty-gritty of things, the ultimate details of what's really going on. But I don't think truly that it's necessary to know everything. At some point, yes, we're still going to gain knowledge, and we're still going to do meditation, and we're still going to connect with nature, and we're still going to talk with people, and we're still going to converse, and we're still going to try to find out what's going on and all this kind of thing. But at some point, we're going to be doing part 2 and part 3, or step 2 and step 3, more than the first one, because we already know what's really going on. So we don't really need to know more and more and more and more once we have years or decades of knowing really what's going on. We don't really need to know. We just do the meditation. We try to heal ourselves. We do the best that we can to live in nature, to grow our own food, to be with like-minded people and other beings around, the wild free roaming animals, and healing ourselves in this kind of thing. Yeah. And helping others to heal as well. And so that, and then just sharing that message with people. So there's number 2 and number 3. Part 2 and part 3 is really the key in this whole thing. But of course, number 1 is important in the beginning, in the first few years, trying to figure out what's really going on. In the last few years, I've gained a lot of knowledge in this area. So, yeah. Oberom is not really very well known in the English speaking communities. But he does speak English, and he has a bigger audience in Portuguese. So maybe that's why many people on this call and outside may not recognize who Oberom is. I was introduced by Oberom by my lovely partner. So he says these 2 things. He wrote a lovely foreword. The author does not shy away from uncomfortable truths. He reminds us that the way we treat animals is a direct reflection of our relationship with ourselves and the world. The exploitation we inflict on other species is the same that imprisons us in oppressive systems. If we want a world of peace, we must first dismantle the structures that perpetuate violence. And that begins with ourselves. Transformation is not an abstract concept. It is a process that requires courage, authenticity, and above all, unconditional love. So this one question here, the exploitation we inflict on other species is the same that imprisons us in oppressive systems. Okay, so what he's really saying here is very true. What we do to other beings, ultimately we do to ourselves as human beings. And so because there's a group of people, small group of people, well maybe if you calculate all of them, it's a big group basically. The people that farm animals, non-human animals, the people that slaughter non-human animals, the people that steal their milk, their eggs, their lives, their honey, all this kind of thing. The people that breed the animals, the people that do all these horrible things. And, it's the actions. It's the actions of these people. But what happens is there's a group of people that do this. A lot of them are just the working class, that go to a slaughterhouse or go to a factory farm. They work, or backyard farm or whatever farm that houses animals, and they go to these places. They do horrible things to these animals, almost always, because that's how the industry is. And of course they do the same thing to their families and in their neighborhoods and so forth. And we can see that this group of people, also the people that are not directly involved with this, but own these mega corporations that are part of the animal agriculture industry, all these people, as the directors and CEOs and all these people, basically they're all part of this. Yeah. So then they feed us all this food, and they give us all the clothing made from animals, and the products that are tested on animals, and all the products that have animal ingredients in them, and the animals that are used for entertainment and so forth for pets and so forth like that. And then we can see that there's a small group of people, maybe it's probably less than 100 people, a few dozen people, that control humanity. Okay? What we know today, we can see, is the government. The government kind of controls us, with the laws we need to obey. They coerce us and all those kind of things. So what he's saying here, Oberom, is that it's a reflection. What's happening to us today is a reflection of because of what we're doing to non-human animals, other animals. And that's happening to nature too. So some people are thinking, what does this really have to do with Mother Earth? It has all to do with Mother Earth. It has everything to do with Mother Earth. And the whole premise is really about Mother Earth. Mother Earth, the heart, our hearts, the spirit, All this has to do with it. It has to do with unconditional love. You know, that's the key here. Is unconditional love. Is love. So, anyways, he says also. You wanna mention something about this quote?
No, myself.
Oh, she wants to talk by herself. Okay. So, second quote that he did before I read a little section of the book, and then I talk a little bit more about that, and then we'll get into the music, and we'll have some fun, everybody. And she's just starting, so she might make some mistakes, but she's from the first time that she played that ukulele, and the first time she played it correctly. Wow, there was a huge difference. And it's like that with everybody, with people when they first start playing a musical instrument. So yeah, I just want to also. She's going to be coming on a little bit later, so relax there. Relax there, Missy. So okay. So the next quote from Oberom is. One of the most provocative aspects of the work is the assertion that society as we know it is a form of slavery. This statement should not be taken lightly. By accepting this reality, we are confronted in the responsibility to act. We can no longer afford to live in a state of complacency, accepting injustice as part of the normal. What does it mean then to be truly free? Lanfield urges us to question our choices and to examine the hypocrisy that often permeates our lives. Are we willing to sacrifice comfort for a more just world? This is the question that resonates throughout his pages. The first sentence. One of the most provocative aspects of the work is the assertion that society as we know it is a form of slavery. So what we know as society today, with all the institutions, with government in control, somebody, probably a group of people beyond them, which we don't know who they are. It doesn't really matter who they are. That is true. Yeah. It's not going to get any better if we are still supporting that system. So slowly we must get out of that system. Yeah. But, as I say in the book, there still needs to be some people that are part of the society so that they can help us. You know, the fruit shop lady down the road that needs to help us, the bus driver that may need to help us, you know, the government that gives sometimes free Wi-Fi here and there, whatever, you know, these kind of things. The little parks that give us a little comfort when we go to the town here and there, you know, once in a while to get our groceries or whatever. So this kind of thing. So that's what he's saying. Really, it's a real, it's a form of slavery. That's what I say in the book. It's true. Society and all the institutions within, religions, marriages, registering, birth registration, you name it, everything. Everything that is part of society is slavery. It's not unconditional love. It's taking us away from the Spirit, from God, from the universe, from whatever you want to call that, you know, that source, that essence of who we are. That essence of who we are is unconditional love. It's the heart. Yeah. So a little reading from this, and I wanna ask, and she's going to reply this time. I want to ask her what she thinks about this. What do you think about this quote? Living in highly populated and polluted areas like towns and cities and being a part of society as well as supporting governments and other hierarchical systems and all institutions within are the problems. They are all systems of slavery. For around 10,000 years since the herding culture, which is animal agriculture, people, all types of animal agriculture, since it started 10,000 years ago, humans have been living in dominating social structures, leading to all kinds of conflicts and wars. Before that time, we were most likely living more in harmony with nature than other life forms. We did not kill and steal from anyone, as those were against our values of love and kindness, only unless it was necessary for our survival and existence. People, when we were moving, this is just my commentary, when we were moving from the tropics to colder climates, for whatever reason we did so, according to the Bible, it was because it was flooded or whatever. But anyways, that's another story altogether. When we moved from the tropics, the warm tropical areas of the world, to the cold climates of the world, that's when we needed for our survival to eat animals. Today, we don't need to do that, because in these places, in towns and cities, there are supermarkets, there are places, this kind of thing. But we want to start going back to our roots. We want to get back to the tropics, basically. We've strayed far away enough from our true essence, which is unconditional love, and we are now in the extreme far side, drinking alcohol and taking drugs and smoking and taking all kinds of pharmaceuticals and eating whoever and whatever and all kinds of junkery, and it's not getting us to that place we really want to be, which is really about living in a beautiful garden, a paradise, a forestry paradise, a world where there's a lot of forests, people. That's what we're losing, a lot of forests, and we're killing a lot of life. So what do you think about this quote? You have something to say, really, about this? Hi, darling. How are you?
Hello, shining souls. What do I think about that?
Here it is again.
Yeah, basically, exactly the same that we are building for the animals, like these enclosing farms, that we don't allow them to be free, to enjoy nature, to roam freely. We enclose them and we treat them as property. It's exactly the same that we are doing in a more bigger scale in a city or in a town. That's exactly the same. It's changing an open nature and building an enclosing or walled city. If you see, every single city has borders. Entrance from one side, entrance from another side. And then that is enclosed. If at some point the government or the military want to close completely the city, they can do it. Just they put themselves
a blockage
in the east side of the city, and it's completely isolated.
Yeah.
So it's exactly the same. It's a farm when we are enclosed as sheep or cattle, and then now we are ruled by someone. So in this case is the government, in the animals is the person who breed the animal. So it's exactly the same, it's the same frequency, we're experiencing the same, and then this disconnect us from the abundance. This disconnect us from the true living. And the animal cannot live to the fullest, and we either. We in a city probably we have a lot of distractions, we have a lot of entertainment, but it's kind of fake entertainment to cover the suffering, to cover the slavery, the hard working. And once we cut the trees and convert or transform a very fertile soil into a paved road, it becomes so infertile, so we don't have food. So then the food has to bring to the city with some kind of change of transportations, and then we need to buy that, where honestly we can get it completely for free if we are in nature. So then we disconnect from the source. We disconnect from the divinity that wants everything for us, that wants abundance for us, that wants freedom for us, and we enclose ourselves. And we do the same with the animals. So then we did first with the animal, then we became like that. So it's basically a reflection, it's a mirror. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's really about a mirroring what we're doing. What we're doing to other beings. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I talk about, of course, in the book. And that's the main thing, what's really happening. Though, of course, there's other institutions within society that we have to forego. Just leave it all together, because they're not serving us at all. They're taking us away from that spirit, away from the essence of who we are as unconditional love. So you wrote the afterword. In fact, I didn't think that I was going to have 3 forewords and 1 afterword. So I never had an afterword written. So the afterword is kind of like a closing of what happens, even though I made a conclusion to the book. When you read the book, because you read the book several times, and what did you think at the end about the book? Like, it could have went on, there could have been more to it. What is your view? What do you think? You wish that it went on for more? It was like it left you hanging, or maybe it was complete. What then tie that in with what you wrote. What did you think? Oh, how am I going to do this now? How am I going to write this? Because Michael already wrote the conclusion. It's like, stop, and then what do I do now? So go on.
Well, first, I want to share my experience, why I felt reading this book firsthand. As Michael's sopa partner living together, I was the first one to read this book, so I'm very, very honored. I'm very blessed. I feel very, very grateful to have a partner that shares everything with you, his goals, his aspirations, his messages, everything, and then make me participate of that. So I was the first one to read it, and the first one to give him a review, so a feedback. So that's make me very, very grateful.
Yeah, when I first saw the feedback, I was like, what? What is this? She wrote about, I don't know how many pages, half a dozen pages of corrections. It's like, oh my.
Well, honestly.
But anyways, I loved it. So
honestly, we're not corrections. Honestly, the message, the containing, it was basically the same. We are at the same page. We are walking the same path.
Yeah, page 1.
Or we are playing in the same frequency. Basically, it was just a matter of lifestyle. Of style. Like, for example, he writes in a very raw, straight way. He says things just as it is.
Boom.
Yeah, very straight. And in my case, probably because I'm more feminine, because I'm a woman, or maybe because I'm into yoga and other things, I like to say things in a more subtle way. I like to say things in a more soft way. So it was mostly this kind of way to say things, but what it was said, it was the same. It's the same message. So I agree with all that he wrote there. The same with the people, the lovely souls that accompany us in this book. Damien, Mander, Freelee, the Banana Girl, and Oberom. All of them, they have their unique styles. Maybe Damien and Freelee are also more strict to say things. Oberom, because again, he's into yoga, meditation, he's more soft, more gentle in saying things. So basically, it's kind of the way of say things, but the message, if you read it, is exactly the same. We are doing the same calling. So that was my experience, my feelings, gratitude. First of all, very, very gratitude, so much gratitude. And honestly, I saw my partner working very hard for this book, and sometimes even writing at night, where usually we just live and respect Mother Nature's cycle, biorhythms. And sometimes he download some information, and he just jumped out of the tent to write that, no matter what time was it. So it was a lot, there was a lot of inspirations. So he was not planning to write this. It was something that came out, and once it came down to his heart, he just was working daily for that, and suddenly this book is even finished more first than the other one that we were working on it. We were working in a Peaceful Village book called The Way We Heal, and that unfortunately we lost so many files, so now we are building again the book. But then this book came and because it was urgent. It's an urgent calling. There's no waiting. Mother Nature is just right away in this path, in her ascension, and there's a splitting. So if we right now don't choose the proper path, the other one is going to create the pattern, and unfortunately we're going to miss a very lovely, natural, organic environment. So it's becoming very dense, it's becoming very technological with a lot of artificial intelligence. And if we are not aware, humans are going to be robots or with a lot of technology even inside their body. So we need to be very, very careful from now before the pattern forms and is too late. So that's why this book came and said, hey, we need to stop and to switch the direction and to go into this new path that honestly is not new, it's ancestral. It's the way that Mother Nature is supposed to work. It's a natural planet. It's an organic planet, not a technological planet. So we can have some technologies, but not in the way that some agendas are running or are planning. So we need to be very careful with that. So the forward was, the afterword was like remembering or reminding people the importance of changing the direction, the importance of breaking the old patterns that act and do things. And yeah, it's something that everyone should read, no matter if they feel questioned or uncomfortable.
They must. But anyways, I wanna just say something before we get into the fun part. Well, this was all fun, but anyways, to get to the fun part of the music time. Aurora hit on something that I wanna mention, and this is like why I wrote this, why it was so urgent. It is urgent to get this message out, because we're living in the jungle, Amazonian jungle, and this is a very pristine place. We're close to a secondary road, but it's very pristine. We can see what damage just that road has made over the years being here. We got this land in 2022, and we are caretakers of this land. And just being here for some 3 years now, about 3 years, we've seen all the devastation of what's happening. Burning of lands from far, because we didn't actually see close, but we saw burning of lands, smoke. We saw witnessing people fishing and having animals, pasture animals, and this kind of things. Growing also monocrop cacao and other plants, just for money, for profit. They're not thinking what's about the repercussions of all those actions. What is that going to cause to not just the Mother Earth, but what's that going to cause to us? Because when we do harm to others, we're all interconnected. When we do harm to nature, we are nature. All of us are part of this beautiful, vibrant, Amazonian garden, not just Amazonian garden, but all forest, all waterways throughout the world. And so we need to take care of this precious earth, because this is the only home that we have right now as we know it. So if we destroy ourselves. And so I had that calling. We were writing the book, The Way We Heal. But then we had some back and forth and stuff that we were doing with that. Then we lost some of the document, and we didn't know what to do. We tried to recover it. Some things were recovered, some things not. But anyways, when I started doing meditation and I started connecting more with nature and so forth, I had the idea to write this book, The New Mother Earth. And it's a calling. It's a very, very important calling, It's so important because without nature, no one exists. Without the earth, no one exists. By the way, nature is what's contained within the earth. Earth is like a container that contains nature. So, and they both contain basically the same things, which are contained below and above the ground, the soil, as we know it, the earth, the soil, yeah. So, yeah, that's the urgency. It's urgent that people see really what's going on. It's urgent that they act upon this. It's urgent that they share this message with people. So that's really what it's about, and it's available now. The book is available now. It's today, July 22nd. It's available now. As an ebook, as a paperback, as a hardcover. It's my first book that I made as a hardcover, so it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to get some copies. We're going to get it as a hardcover. It's beautiful, So I can't wait to see it physically in my hand. But for people that want to get it, it's an urgent message. I mean, there are a lot of books out there, and I really recommend so many of them. The World Peace Diet and Mango Wodzak's books and so forth. But this one is really, really special. If at all, I recommend one book that I wrote, it would be this one. It's a sequel basically to my other one called Our Path to Freedom, but basically it touches on that, but it goes more into depth about what's really happening, why it's so important to know what's happening within society and to get away from that. Society that no longer serves us is destroying the essence, that love within us. It's suppressing that, it's destroying that, it's really separating humanity, separating all of life. We're supposed to be like, here is one big family, and here we have wars, and we have separation, and we have domination, and we have control, and we have all this kind of thing. So, yeah, it's 6:07. Wow, I didn't know that. So it's getting a little bit dark, people. I don't want it to get so dark. But yeah, I'm going to we're going to call it quits. So thank you for joining us here. We got one. How many songs? What song are we going to play? Are you going to play? How many songs? 2 songs? 3 songs?
Just one.
Just one song. This is the ukulele, people. Right here. Hope you can see it. Because on the camera it doesn't show. But yeah, what's the song?
It's not, well, it's more than a song. It's a mantra. Mantra is a Sanskrit word divided into 2, man and tra. Man, that comes from mind, that means mente, mind, and tra, that some people translate it as tool, other people translate it as the liberation. So it could be the liberation of the mind, or it could be the tool of the mind. So basically consists as using some sounds. It could be just sounds or phrases, and then repeat it and using this as a tool to induce the mind to certain vibration, to the vibration of the words of what we're saying. So here I have, I'm practicing because it's still not perfect. I'm practicing, I'm just starting. Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono. Oh my! I just want to say thank you. Hold on 1 second before you start. I just want to say thank you for being here. This is like, do you wanna say what the song is about? You wanna talk about it a little bit before we close this after? So
yeah, basically consists in 4 phrases. The first one is I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That basically is validating your feelings.
Yeah.
When we make a mistake, when we harm ourselves or others, then at some point we are conscious of that harm, and then we feel it. We feel the sorrow. That's why that's the etymology of sorry, sorrow, pain. So we feel that pain. We don't put it under the rug. We don't hide it. We face it. We look at it. We feel it. We validate it. We recognize it. And then the second phrase is, forgive me. Forgive me is basically release. For and give is to give something for. So it's that pain that is inside, that feeling that is holding in your heart. Now you're going to give it to nature. You're going to give it out of you. So then you're going to release it. Then the third one is the gratitude. That is thank you.
Sorry. So the forgiveness is to release the sorrow from. I'm sorry. So then releasing that.
Yeah, you're releasing the pain.
The pain of that. Yeah.
The blockage. All the feelings that put you down. You release it. And then the third one is gratitude. Is thank you. So you as God and Goddess ourselves, we give thanks to ourselves. We forgive ourselves because we have that power. We don't need someone else there. We accomplish that, and then we say thank you to ourselves, and then we say I love you. So then when we say I love you, we tap in the frequency of unconditional love. That is what the universe is about, and what that all sacredness is about. So it's a very beautiful healing mantra, and that is also what the new Mother Earth is. So whatever we made in the old planet, in the old Earth, all those harmful patterns, all those harmful habits that we had, we're sorry for that. We need to take it out, to face them, to look at them, and feel and validate the feelings of that. Maybe some people can feel abandoned, other people can feel very hurt, other people can feel angry. So then feel that, why you feel so, and validate it. Give permission to feel it. But then don't get stuck there and then advance with releasing. And ask for forgiveness to the universe. And we should forgive ourselves and everything that we have done to Mother Earth, to the animals, to the plants, to the trees, to the rivers. All the time every time that we harm our bodies, our minds. So it's like now transforming that into something new, and being grateful, tapping into gratitude, feeling grateful, not complaining, not shaming, but feeling grateful for all the experiences, even the hard experiences, and then stay with love. That's the mantra is about. It's not perfect right now. Maybe in a few months.
And she's also reading a book on Ho'oponopono. Just beginning to read something about that. So, okay, go ahead. What's it called, the song again? Ho'oponopono.
Yeah.
Ho'oponopono. I never know how to say that, but anyways.
I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you, I love you, lo siento, por favor perdóname, y gracias, te amo, lo siento, por favor perdóname, y gracias, te amo, eu sinto, por favor me perdoa, obrigada, eu te amo, eu sinto, por favor me perdoa, obrigada, eu te amo, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you, I love you.
I should have got out my ukulele and my harmonica.
I love you.
people. Wow. So, wow, that put me in a state of trance. I was like, and oh, she's leaving. So that's it for all, for everybody. That's it, everybody, for it all. This event, the New Mother Earth. Please do get the book. Get the book at Amazon.com or other locations at peacefulvillage.org. That you can go to the New Mother Earth there, the menu there, and you can check out the book there. Thank you for your time, Aurora, and for your time, everybody, for watching this in the live event. If there's any questions, doesn't seem there's many people on here. There's not many. There's no questions really. Nothing coming up. So, anyways, thank you for being here. I will see you in the future. So thanks, and take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye. Say bye. Bye.